since 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony, until one day a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
By 5, we hear you.
Welcome YouTube. We are live in 2020 with the PMDG 737-800, and I'm trying something new with your Sim CFI and a couple people on the Discord server. So welcome guys, happy Friday to everyone, and we're gonna try to do a shared cockpit to SFO. And again, I'm with your Sim CFI, real world RJ pilot. I don't know if you want to say something, Matt, but
hello.
He also has his own channel. Lots of great tutorials, on kind of like RJ especially, but other things as
DCS,
well.
CRJ, basic airmanship stuff.
Yes,
a lot of CRJ.
So, VATSIM is online. LA Center's online, and we got Las Vegas ATIS. So, are we using that checklist, Mr. Yoursim CFI, from yesterday, or have you changed that?
Yeah, we'll use this. We'll use the one from yesterday just because the new one is. I have the new one completed to the before start. We haven't really discussed it yet, but I am completely redoing it. So
Yeah, it's a work in progress for now.
yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, so we're just in. Everything is set up as a turnaround state, and I have not touched anything.
Sounds good. Let me just turn up the sounds of the sim. Hopefully you guys can hear everything properly on 5x5. Should we get the ATIS? I guess we can start there.
Yeah, I already got it going. Was the information for the departures Tango?
All right, let me
And
just play it for the chat.
To crossing
Sure,
and
sure.
parallel runways in use. Converging runway operations in effect. Notices to air missions LAS Vegas Metroplex procedures in effect. Verify navigational data is up to date.
Welcome,
Aspect
Gary.
system in
Welcome,
use.
Dominic.
Activate
And Flight Sim Gaming.
transponder
What's
with
up,
mode
guys?
C on all taxiways and runways.
3020 on the
Read back
right.
all runway hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information. Tango.
Tango. Okay, which...
And we're I already forgot our flight number. We changed it
Harry
many
Reid
times.
International
It was,
Airport 8 is information
my
Tango
usual.
0056 Zulu. Windcom. Visibility 10.
Oh, yeah, it was...
Ceiling 16,000 broken.
Right.
22,000 broken. Temperature 13.
No,
Dew point
1333.
-5. Altimeter 3020. Visual approaches and use runways 1 left and 2 SIXL. Landing runways 26 left and Onel. Departing runways 1 right
3020.
full length. And Onel at taxiway Bravo.
3020 on the right.
Simultaneous approaches to...
Cool. So we got Tango 3020 set on left and standby, and I see it on your side as well.
Oh, that worked. That didn't work yesterday, so that's better.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, cool. So you're doing all the FMC setup and all that good stuff, right?
Yeah, if you're ready for me to do it.
Yes, sir.
Cool, cool. And we've learned that we can't request anything. So why don't you take a look at the fuel and see if the number changes for you. My flight plan is showing... Let me go down here.
Let me just in the overhead panel put the
Sure.
flight altitude 300. That's our clearance for today. And landing altitude in San Fran is going to be 13, so pretty much sea level.
Yeah,
Okay.
something down there.
In the RJ, like say you have 580 feet for your landing elevation, do you just round it to the nearest 20 or to the nearest 100 or 50, or how does it work?
In the RJ, it goes by 20, so we can get
Oh,
580.
okay.
But if it was like 570, then it won't make that big of a difference if you're 560 or 580.
Cool. And our transponder is 7201. Get that in.
Roger. Let me know what the fuel you see. It should total. You should have 7240 in each tank, nothing in the center.
A firm 14,500.
Perfect.
So
That
fuel's
worked.
in. So do you mind if I go ahead and start the APU?
Yeah, usually it's 10 minutes to push because you're burning fuel, but if we're good to go, then yeah.
Okay, I'll wait if you want.
Up to you.
Just thought maybe it's kind of hot in Vegas.
Nah, whatever. They got the air cart connected.
Let's see.
That doesn't work anyways, but
13
and you
degrees.
should
It's actually not
see-
that hot. 13.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
wish
nice,
it was 13
actually.
here in Toronto.
I have an altitude disagree, so you're showing 2992 for me. I'm gonna click B. Tell me what that did for you. Did that sync anything up, or did that ruin anything for you?
I see 3020 all three sides.
All right, I got 3022, but I think it's just a bug. So let me go ahead and.
Yeah, yesterday the pilot monitoring when we were flying offline with the monitoring one was off in terms of the altimeter, but we ignored it, right?
Right. Okay, so I'll start building this guy then for the route.
Roger.
19.
I can't wait till the wing comes in.
Oh, wonderful. LA Center went offline.
Really?
All that work to set this up.
Uh,
It's all good. We'll just do an uncontrolled departure, I guess.
I can be your ATC.
There you go.
I can fake it.
We'll still go by the clearance for the hell of it.
Sure.
Oh,
Did they give you runway in
I
that
think
that one, or
he
no?
was just switching
assuming.
over. He was just switching over. He's back.
Oh, awesome.
Perfect.
I'm assuming one right for today.
Yeah, that was my question. Let me check the ATIS again.
Yeah, this says departing one right.
Okay. Yeah, one right.
We can change it if need be.
Roger. Oh yeah, GSX. I never use it when I'm not streaming, so I completely forgot about it. At least for the boarding function, I just use it for the pushback.
That's all I do too. Oh, my FMS is going a little nuts.
Yeah, that's just linked to GSX when I start boarding.
I see. Cool. Oh, you're doing boarding too?
Yes, sir.
Alright, I'm gonna go in the airport, get myself a wrap. It's gonna take a while.
Yeah, my V-Pilot is showing him offline now again as well. I don't know. It's like going on and off.
Let's see what we get. Doesn't matter. And I'm gonna set my pressurization as well to 30,000 and 12.
Alright, cool. Baggage is coming.
Do you want to board crew?
Looks good in Vegas, AvGeek says. It does.
Crew bus is
FlyTampa scenery always looks good. Oh, you're already pretty much done with the FMC setup almost, I see.
Yeah, pretty much good to go.
Now,
yeah,
go ahead.
I was gonna say we have been cleared, so I'll go ahead and get you up to 19,000 the MCP as well.
Roger. Doing the Joker 5 RNAV departure off 1 right.
Check, yeah. You're good to go through the FMS if you want to verify everything in there. Should be all set for you.
Okay, let me just fire up the APU.
Roger.
So we got nothing in the center tank, 14,500 on board. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the fuel pumps, and then passenger signs are already on, and...
Are we refueling still or no? Oh, phone call. 1 second.
Roger.
Never mind, phone call ended before I could answer.
Okay,
Sure, call again.
Starting.
There it is.
Now for the electrical, for the hydraulic panel, I believe left 2 should be off with lights on, and then the right 2 was on, right? From the checklist yesterday?
Sorry, I was on a phone call. Yeah, there's the left 2 A's off and the right 2 B's on. I don't know if that's correct, but that's what the checklist wanted.
Okay, so I'll just
quick
do
phone
that.
call, but I'll be right back in 2 seconds.
Okay. See that APU fire up. Loaded in. Okay, those vehicles are zooming across, no problem.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. And I do show the APU online. That's pretty cool. So it looked like it's... I think the FMS is better when we don't request, so it looked like it worked yesterday as well.
Sorry, request what?
You know when we like requested all the... when you request the fuel and request the pay, it doesn't like work all that well, but it looks like if you manually enter the fuel,
Right.
your controls can
So your
sync it
payload's
quite
in as
nicely.
well,
Passengers
and the fuel,
boarding
right?
starting.
Yeah, I manually set fuel. I manually set the zero fuel weight
Okay. I'm gonna put
and
the
the route.
APU generators on the bus,
Cool.
and we'll turn on some APU bleed for the packs. Packs are auto, and make it a little bit, I guess, warmer. It's actually 13 in Vegas. It's not that warm for this time of year. For Vegas, at least.
That's pretty warm enough.
Yeah, compared to here.
Yeah. Beautiful compared to here.
We've had a brutal winter in Toronto. It has been cold.
It hasn't been that bad. I think it's been
Well,
better
compared
than
to last
other
year, it
years.
was pretty
Yeah,
mild
last year.
year. These bright ND and PFD lights are such a pet peeve for me.
Did you? Oh, that's why they're so low. Yeah, they're not bright. I keep turning mine up.
Oh yeah, it's linked, right? So I can't. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep it to what you like.
I got my filters on, so it's probably looks different than it does for you.
True. And auto brakes, RTO, and ground spoilers armed. We can go ahead and do that now. I don't know if FO does it or
Or there's armed. That's not a thing in the 3.7, is it? For departure?
the auto throttle.
The ground spoilers?
Sorry, did I say ground spoiler? I meant
Yeah.
auto brake. Sorry.
Oh, okay, yeah. I see it in
RTO.
off currently.
Yeah,
The
I was just
checklist
wondering
has it
if-
in the
yeah.
checklist has it in the pushback. I'm not sure if that's correct, but that's where they had it in there. So
Sure,
whatever
we'll just follow
whatever you
that, I
feel,
guess.
whatever you want.
And FS Pilot 214 subscribe. Appreciate that.
Nice. My side is complete on the right, and I don't know if you looked through the CDU as well, but that should be good to go.
Okay, so should we go through the legs?
On the ground, it's silent. You would just go through it yourself and verify that everything looks good.
Okay.
If you catch anything, you can say, hey, I'm just going to change this. Like number was entered wrong, or whatever you have to change, just announce it. But yeah, it's all silent on the ground.
And then for the briefing, we'll go through it together, right?
Briefing, it's the PF that briefs, so you'd brief me on the departure, and the PAX instructions not usually too much because you don't know all the time what you're going to get. So you can just say we're expecting a runway run right. That's about it. And maybe you can do like we're expecting Charlie, whatever it is. But then mainly it's the takeoff brief. I don't know about the 3.7, but if it's it's D-rated to take it, the flex takeoffs or whatever they call it in the Boeing. So like a flex, is it rolling or is it stopped? Like, are you
Right.
going to be holding the brakes, running it up, or is it rolling? Is it bleeds open, bleeds off? So like flex rolling, bleeds open. We talk about engine out procedures, noise procedures. That's kind of all in there, but
Especially
You can just
Vegas,
kinda-
they probably have engine out sit that's like pretty
Yeah.
different than the standard sit.
it should be in the OFP. But I don't think SimBrief is, because that's usually the airline kind of makes that. It's based on their aero data. So
Yeah.
I don't think they probably have one for us. So you just say runway heading and request vectors. 'Cause that's all we really have an ability to do in them.
Okay, I'm just gonna go through the route for like the stream purposes. What I
Yeah, all
usually
good.
do. So one
You do you.
right, 014 is 2682, and then left turn direct Bessie, which we have. From there, at or above 5,000 for Bessie. And from that to Hurley, Quinn, Rock 13,000 above, Joker, Grimes. Alright, cool.
And then the checklist we're using now is quite terrible.
And for the star, we're following the always 3, but I don't see
Passengers
anything
bus
after
is coming.
always. That's probably because you haven't put the runway transition yet, right?
Yeah, there's no runway in there.
Okay, cool. Route looks
It
good.
should end. Wait a minute.
It should end at Burke's.
It should end at Burke's. Yeah, you don't see that in there.
Negative. So for me, it goes to always always is the last one I see.
Hmm.
Again, that might be like your controls kind of glitch thing.
Yeah. Let me. I'm not going to execute it, but I'm just going to
Sure.
press an ILS, and I'm going to get the next page. Yeah, that just loads the approach. It still ends at always. That's weird. It didn't do that yesterday for you. Yesterday, when you put it in, it did the full. It did the full thing.
Should we try
Let me.
putting the runway, see if that works?
Starting.
I just tried that before executing it. It didn't.
Oh.
It just gave me the.
Okay.
It just gave me the. What am I trying to say? It just gave me the approach path. Just the whatever on the ILS. But it should. Are we? I wonder if we're on different. Let me check my navgraph. I wonder if we're on different updates. Oh, you know what? I'm not up to date. That's what that is.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah. What we can do. Two ways we can do this. One, you can load it, and then it should work. We could try that. Or two, we could stop where we are. I'll back out, update, reload, and try to reconnect, and maybe it'll...
I think it's easier if I just do it, right?
Yeah, see if you can try loading it. It's always with the resume or whatever it is, transition.
Okay, I'm just going to put another one for now just to cancel that out. I'll execute that, and then I'll do it again. Arrival, always with which transition?
Ruse me.
Ruse me, and no runway.
Correct.
Let's see if that picks up all the waypoints correctly.
There it is.
So,
I think, right?
Let's
Should
see.
end at Burke.
So after always, it looks like it's still
Still
getting-
ends?
Yeah.
I think it's still because of the I think it's still because of the issue that I'm not up to date. Are you on 2501? I assume, because I think I'm on
Whatever
25.
the latest one is, I'm on that one.
Yeah, I think I'm on 2412 on last month there. Well, you're not really allowed to do this, but in simulator world, I'm just gonna make the waypoints up as I go here. I can add them in.
Well, either that.
This
or
is illegal.
If I
don't
try,
do this in real life.
if I try putting a runway, maybe it'll pick all that up.
You can try, but this approach doesn't really matter. But you can try it.
What
'cause
runway
I
should
just
I
tried on
try
my
putting?
side.
Winds
anything you
are
like.
120 at 11.
Yeah, because regardless of what runway you choose, it's still ending at Burke's. It's not like there's an
Exactly,
alternate
yeah.
course.
So it doesn't hurt to try. So
yeah, you can try if you want.
let's do maybe, I don't know, one, or we'll do the 10s. Let's do, I don't know, 10 left for now. Let's just see if that'll pick it up. There's no ILS for 10 left.
Yeah, do ILS 28 right.
2A
Give
right?
that a try.
Okay.
Yeah, see what it does there.
And then transition, we'll put no transition, I guess, for now. Execute. Let's see if that picks it up. Oh, the arrival, apparently it doesn't apply to that runway. Yeah, because always 3 is for 10 left right and 19 left right, so it won't take it for 28.
May I see your boarding pass?
Okay, yeah, just try
10
anything
left,
like.
maybe? Arrival, always 3, ruse me, 10. Where is it?
Hello?
You can do RNAV. You can do an RNAV.
Yeah, doesn't really matter because you're just seeing if it works. It doesn't
Yeah.
really matter what you put in there. I don't think it'll make a difference because it doesn't. The star won't matter for it. But we'll see.
This way.
Here's resume.
No, it worked, see? Now
Give it
goes all the way.
there. Ended at Burke.
Yes, it does.
Burke's. Okay, there it is.
So I'll just clear that, or do you want to clear the
That's-
disk on?
Well, you can clear it, but that shouldn't be a thing.
No,
like
I
at least
know, it's been
in the
annoying.
RJ, and even like Airbus, I've been many friends in the queue and stuff, and
Yeah.
no one loads approaches
No, I know.
because
what
there's
you
really
mean.
no point.
I don't know what's going on with this thing. Okay, cool.
But I see it on my side as well, so it's all updated for me too.
Roger. So, boarding's done. You can pretty much Let me just check if LA Center's online. No, I don't see him.
Yeah, I probably should have updated. I forgot about that.
All right, cool. I'm gonna. So APU's already on the bus. Let's get rid of all the ground stuff. So park and brake set. I'm gonna go ground services. Let's release the.
Oh, LA Center did go offline. That's sad.
Yeah. Oh well. And trim, was it captain that said it or FO?
I wouldn't know. For us, it's the FO, but I wouldn't know what they do. So it's 5.45 is what I'm showing on the FMS. What's required, and you let me know if that's the same for you as well.
Let's see. Yep, 5.45.
Cool. That's synced up finally. So let's see if they're moving for you.
Okay, 5.45 set.
Sweet.
All right. Pretty happy with all that. Now I can go ahead and attach the tug. And
Sure.
before start checklist.
So I just sent you the one I made. If you want to use that, we can. Up to you. But it has a bit of breaks and pauses in between built in for certain stuff. But it just seems like it would run a bit nicer.
You sent it on Discord?
Hello,
Yeah.
Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Sure. Can try that.
So the space, you see that massive space between hydraulics and transponder?
Yeah.
That's where we would get clearance to push.
Okay.
Once you're clear, or once you're actually, I should probably add transponder. One second, I'm gonna edit that real quick.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna get the CTAF. Whoops.
Departure checks completed.
There you go.
Bypass pin inserted.
I'm gonna get the CTAF for Vegas.
Roger.
119.9.
And just for ease of use, I guess I'll just go ahead and put this by itself here.
Locking gear.
There we go. I made it a little simpler.
Okay.
So yeah, so I just made it a little simpler. So the line is holding at the line. We'll get clearance to push, which we can't do today. And then after we get clearance to push, say below the line, anti-call packs, and then so on.
Cool.
Yeah. So whenever ready.
Start checklist.
Before start checklist, EFB.
EFB airplane mode.
Airplane mode, right? Fuel pumps quantity.
So my fuel is actually different than your OFP, because you put 14.4.
What is yours?
Mine's calling for block fuel of 15.2. So we'll just pretend that's fine.
I can edit it. That's a very simple change. 15.2.
Yeah, and nose left for our pushback, right?
Yes.
Concur.
I concur.
Roger.
Release parking brakes, please.
All right, they want me to release parking brake. I'll just hold off on that until we're through the checklist.
Roger.
So
again, fuel pumps
Release
quantity.
parking brakes, please.
15.2 required.
Okay, and the first part of that's fuel pumps. You're gonna say on or whatever it's set to.
On.
And 14, well, 15.2 is required for your check or your flight plan there. Fuel cross speed.
Closed.
Passenger signs.
Release parking brakes, please.
MCP.
Las Vegas traffic, Concord
V2
701 Delta Tango,
plus
crossing
10,
runway 8 left
153.
on Delta.
Runway heading
Las Vegas.
014, altitude 190 set.
Takeoff speeds.
V1 138, VR standby
Release parking brakes,
140, and V2 143 set.
DDU pre-flight.
Complete.
Oh, I probably should add that. Rudder and aileron trim.
Free and 0.
Takeoff and threat briefing.
Okay, so
Release
we're
parking brakes, please.
we're taking off runway 1 right via the Joker 5. Our nav arrival. We have some terrain in the area, and we're gonna
Release parking brakes,
basically
please.
do a left downwind departure as per the 1 right. on the Joker 5, top altitude 190 set, and
Release parking brakes, please.
we're departing to the west to the Keno transition to San Fran. And
Release parking brakes,
do you have
please.
any questions? Any other threats you can think of?
No questions. There's no anti-ice required. Visibility is above min as well. And yeah, the terrain there, I'll probably keep terrain on my side. If you want terrain on both or weather, I think the weather's good enough, so we shouldn't need weather radar.
Roger.
There's a Rudy max of 230 knots as well, so keep an eye on that, and a max of 250 at Kruger. Actually, that doesn't apply to us. Never mind. Just the Rudy does.
Checked.
No
Release
questions.
parking brakes, please.
Electrics.
So electrics, is that for the APU gen when it says checked? What does that
Yeah,
mean?
I'm just making sure people aren't pushing back with ground power and stuff, that kind of thing. So
Okay, checked.
hydraulics,
Set.
transponder,
Release parking brakes, please.
Mode Charlie. Or transponder.
Doors?
Yeah.
no worries, doors,
Close.
holding up the line. So this is where I get clearance to push, but they went up line. So
Yeah, so below, before start checklist below the line.
anti-collision light,
Release parking brakes, please.
packs,
Off.
ISIL valve. This would we be
Open.
doing just before push and bleed. IRP bleed, sorry.
Release parking
On.
brakes, please.
Before start checklist complete.
Roger. And we're cleared push. I'm gonna release parking brakes.
Roger.
Push. All engines clear. Start at will.
I'll go auto brakes RTO.
You can't wait, eh?
Okay, I'll turn it off.
It's all good. It's all good.
I love doing that before pushback. Okay.
Let's get the checklist.
Start engine number 2, please.
Check starting to. Hey, the lower DO works for me this time. Oh, never mind.
Oh, it was working, but when you clicked it, it went blank.
Oh, it
for
went
me,
okay.
So I had to bring it back,
Was
which takes it away from you apparently.
As long as you see it.
Yeah, because I gotta add that fuel.
Las Vegas traffic, Concorde 701 Delta Tango, departing runway 1 right
I'm thinking it was actually a right
to
turn.
the
That's why I'm not a ground crew.
east. East,
No worries.
southeast.
We can just swap
Las
lanes
Vegas.
to the left, anyways.
No, I think that's not bad. We just have to hang a left and we'll exit the apron.
Yeah, our line. Yeah, I'm just saying you have to cross. See off the cross lines.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine
Yeah, I
start.
never knew what's the rules in terms of how you cross into the maneuvering area and stuff like that.
I don't know Vegas, but usually they'll give you a. I don't even know what lane this is called. But let's say this is lane 8 and the other one's lane 7. They'd say make the left turn, cross to lane 7, and then continue whatever.
Roger.
But I don't know Vegas works.
Start engine 1, please.
Starting 1 and copy the starter cutout.
Check. Alright, we got N2.
I have a black screen.
Here comes the fuel.
You know when we get to San Francisco, they're gonna go offline as well, right?
100%. What are we gonna do?
Tow truck
It's free
disconnected.
service, so
Bypass
you
pin
can't really
removed.
complain.
Yeah.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
So do you want to send me the before taxi checklist, or is it going to be the same
I-
as?
I haven't made that one yet.
Okay.
I did that before start 1 in like 5 minutes. I think it runs a little bit smoother, but I'll have to make some edits to it still.
All right, we got 2 good starts, and bypass pin is disconnected.
Roger.
Before taxi checklist, please.
Check. Before taxi checklist generators.
On.
Pro Pete. No, I missed that one.
Hold on. Anti-ice. I'm getting a recall. Okay, we're good.
Check. Yeah, I'll just start from the top. Before taxi checklist generators.
On.
Before correction, Pro Pete.
On.
Anti-ice.
Not required.
Hydraulic system switches.
On.
Isolation valve.
Auto.
Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Recall.
Checked.
Checked right. Auto brake.
RTO.
Engine start levers.
Idle detent.
Flight controls.
I'll go ahead and check that right now. Full left, neutral, full right, neutral, full aft, neutral, forward, neutral on the elevators, and rudder check. Hopefully we won't have that stupid nose wheel issue right now.
Yeah. Shift P is the answer, I guess.
Yeah. Flight controls, free and clear, checked.
Transponder.
So what do you call it when it's not mode Charlie? Like it is mode Charlie now, but if I were to put it on altitude reporting off, is there a name for that, or you just call it alt off, or like when you're on the ground you don't put it to mode Charlie, do you?
So in the RJ it's either 1 or 2, so it's not even, we don't even have these
the alt
type
reporting
settings.
off. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll just say transponder.
It might just be on.
On. Okay.
I don't know what they would say.
Cool.
You could say transponding.
Transponding. Okay.
Ground equipment.
Clear.
Clear right. Before taxi checklist complete.
Okay. Do you want to make our call for the taxi?
Sure. Gotta figure out my own taxi now. What does
Yeah,
it
me
come
too.
down to?
So I'll just
I'm gonna hang a left, I assume, on Charlie. Want to go out at with probably that'd be easier. Whiskey all the way down.
Whiskey to
Get
Delta.
there. Yeah.
Sure.
Cool.
So I'll just follow this line all the way and hang a left following the line.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Sounds
And
good.
where we are here.
Parking brake's coming off, and actually the block
Right,
time.
sure.
I forgot. You mind starting the block time on your side?
Sure.
Thank you. All right. Ready when you are.
Yeah, you can get moving. Vegas traffic, Southwest 1333 is taxiing runway 1 right, lane 16, Whiskey, Delta.
Let's go.
And I'll grab your taxi light there.
Thank you. What's the speed rule on the apron? Was it 5 knots or lower?
Usually we're 10 under.
10 and under, okay. And then for
Yeah, and
taxiing,
then-
20 and under, right?
It depends where you are. Like usually you get the 25s
Cool.
on the long straights, but don't take a turn above 10. And just for your controls, I do see auto throttle armed, LNAV, VNAV armed, if you show the same thing.
Checked.
Cool.
Man, those mountains in the background with the strip and all the buildings look so good.
Yeah. I was watching your stream for a second there, and I'm like, wait a minute, the GSX guy is still there. I'm like, oh yeah, it's delayed. See, I should just be this big left coming here. We'll have to cross
Yeah, I'm
lines.
just gonna cross the line.
Oh, good.
Las Vegas traffic, Blue Star 80 is on 5 mile final for runway 26 left. Vegas traffic.
Probably should have done a taxi briefing as well, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, taxi briefing.
Ready?
Vegas traffic, American
Whiskey, Delta.
1778, taxiing to runway
Cross,
1 right via
26,
Bravo
right
Delta,
at Delta.
Las Vegas.
Nothing really to brief. I mean, we're gonna make the airplane roll on its tires. There's not much to brief there.
Well, even for the flight then, in that case, we're just gonna make the wings generate some lift, and
But where are you turning to? What speed you're doing that at?
true.
Taxiing's pretty general.
Do you have a taxi brief in real life, or no?
No.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No. Because you don't know what they're going to give you. That's why whenever we request taxi, we don't say request taxi 1 right. We just say request taxi. Because and it happens often where they'll just change runways on you. And
Las Vegas
you'll have
traffic,
to
Blue Star 18 short
reprogram.
final,
And
runway 26
now what
left,
you brief for
Vegas traffic.
taxi is, if you briefed it, it's in your head.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, we're going a different runway. Now it's not this, and it just causes confusion. So
Fair enough.
there's no need to brief it. Just whatever runway they give you, copy it down. Have a bit of a chat. It's this taxiway. Yep, cool. All right, let's go. And then the captain will be.
It seems like you
Go
can.
ahead.
That's something you can do on the fly. No pun intended, but just like
Yeah,
while you're
exactly.
doing it, yeah.
If you're not familiar with the airport or busy like LaGuardia or something, then for sure you can kind of take a couple seconds and discuss like it's this this is lane 8 and
Right.
whatever. But it shouldn't. I mean, when you're at the airline level, it doesn't take a long time to get a grasp of where you're going. Plus, usually, not a good thing. Can be a good thing, but usually the person's been there a million times.
I was just gonna say you've probably been there, yeah, many times. At least the captain or something.
Yeah, not always a good thing because you can't get complacent, but
that can become a threat. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's get a little outside action.
Got an American on the left as drag racing. I concur with increasing thrust. The cool thing is, as well, is if you want to get window views or anything like that, you just give me control and I can taxi for you.
Blue Star 18 is clear off runway 26 left at Alpha 6, taxiing to the ramp via Bravo Charlie 5.
It's not Zulu, but the next left after that is Delta.
Roger.
You were saying
The
something
truck's
about
a little close. Huh?
You were saying
I was
something
saying if you want to ever get window views on taxiing or anything for your stream, you can just hand me control.
Oh, right.
And I can keep it centered. Or clear right, except for that truck that's inside the taxiway sign.
That's typical Microsoft.
Yeah.
How do I switch controls over to you?
On your controls, you press the give control button.
Oh, okay.
Vegas traffic, Blue Star 18.
It used to be a mess, but it's gotten better, I think.
Vegas traffic.
All right, Whiskey's approaching, clear right.
Clear left.
Vegas traffic, Southwest 963, 7 mile final, runway 1 left.
See an American on our left.
Roger.
Looks like he's joining from Charlie in front of us. No factor.
Yeah, he's all good. He shouldn't be a factor on the ground. There's a problem if there is.
All right, we're crossing 26 right soon. Coming up.
Well, I heard someone call something for 26, right? And I don't know what that was. I kind of forget what they were saying earlier.
Someone was on final for 1 right, and yeah, I do recall something for 26 right. We'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, I heard someone final 1 left for sure. I heard 26 right. I see the 1 left guy coming straight ahead.
Yep, that's the
Take
1
the
left
traffic,
guy.
Delta, correction, Southwest 3033, crossing 26 right.
Okay, we're clear right.
Clear left. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on our runway turnoffs and strobes.
Sure.
Crossing the active. Lone Dread says, I'm in the best mood. My brother surprised me with a Thrustmaster TCA Captain Pack. Nice. Your brother's very
Nice.
generous. Congrats. This guy seems a little high. Actually, no, it's a displaced threshold. Southwest coming in.
Las Vegas traffic, American 1778,
lining up, runway 1 right, Las Vegas.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, do you turn it off again? Do you bother since you're about to get on the runway soon? That was always a question I had as well. So you do?
Yeah, we bother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Especially at night, it can be distracting, right?
Yeah, at night it's a pain
Yeah,
if you keep those on.
Vegas traffic, American 1778 taking up, 1 right, Las Vegas.
Lone Dread, be right back. Gonna share the news with other streams. He's so excited.
That's awesome.
Vegas
No,
traffic,
that's
Southwest
pretty
1333,
awesome.
line up, wait, runway 1 right.
Okay,
Right.
we're clear right with the rolling 321.
Are you ready, sir? What would it be before takeoff checklist? or-
Lineup checks.
Lineup checks, please. Clear on the left.
We don't actually have a checklist for that,
Oh, okay.
but I have to make one. But your position is on strobe, runway turnoff, and taxis are on. We'll say we're cleared takeoffs. Your lane lights are on as well. TCAS is TARA. Cabin
Checked.
is secured.
Runway 1 right identified.
1 right verified.
All right, sir. Let's have a good flight. I'm ready when you are.
Good to go. Wait for maybe that guy to get out of the way a little bit.
Yeah.
Too bad there's no wake turbulence. That'd be pretty cool.
Like modeled? I bet you an extra.
Yeah.
there is.
Vegas traffic, American 1778 clear of 1 right, continue via NIDS for departure Las Vegas.
Vegas, Southwest 33, rolling 1 right.
Let's go.
Let's go. I don't even know a wind check, but that's fine. We are
The sock on the right's dead, so if that's any indication.
good.
Southwest 963,
Stable.
clear runway 1 left, holding short
Set
runway
takeoff thrust.
1 right for direct traffic.
Thrust set.
Check. Engine indications normal.
Yep, don't have to say that. I just said thrust set.
Airspeed's alive.
80 knots.
Check.
You want to rotate. Positive rate.
Get up.
Vegas traffic, Southwest 963, crossing runway 1
Hull
right.
nav.
Check. Oh, look at that departure. Oh my goodness. Beautiful.
I guess I shouldn't be in a wing view, should I? Let's go back up here.
Flaps 1, please.
Selected.
If you want to make a radio call.
Can.
Flaps up.
Selected.
Vegas traffic, 1333, unit correction, Southwest 1333, west of the field, 2 miles, Joker 5 departure, direct Bessie, 4000, climbing flight level 190.
Beautiful. I love that one right departure with the view you get of the downtown.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I can't believe that's even a thing.
Okay, sir. Command is on.
Yeah. For me, it's off, but as long as it's on for you.
It's on for me. After takeoffs.
After takeoff checklist. Actually, we didn't even do it before takeoff checklist, by the way.
Well, that's what I was trying to ask, but you said we don't have any like lineup checks.
Oh,
before.
yeah. I'm gonna make a lineup one as well. That was my mistake there. After takeoff checklist, engine bleeds. Actually, I'm gonna change this as well later. All I'm gonna say is landing gears up and off, flap at 0, no lights.
Roger.
After takeoff checklist complete, cabin.
Cabin?
Yeah, what would you like for the belts?
Let's keep them on for now.
Roger. Belts on, flight attendant seated.
Gorgeous departure. Jazz doesn't fly to Vegas, do they?
I don't know.
We got traffic 2,000 above 5 miles, 12 o'clock. Rolling out.
Sure.
Traffic. It's 3 miles, 11 o'clock. It's almost same altitude, 900 feet above.
Yeah, he's going right to left. He should be clear.
Roger. And passing through 10,000.
Check lights out. Pressurization's checked. Belts on and radio set.
Belts off, please.
Okay, belts off.
Thank you.
And now you just pissed off the flight attendants.
Why?
Because you didn't give them time to set up. I'm joking. Usually we'll release the flight attendants first, so they can kind of do everything. Because now as soon as that sign comes off, bathroom, lineup, they can't move.
So how do I release the flight attendants, though? Like
it depends. It depends per airline. Some chime, some give. I don't think anyone give call. Usually it's a chime with the little attendant.
Oh, okay.
That guy. There's a certain amount of chimes that every airline has that means different things.
Well, let's hope we get some VATSIM online. Make things interesting.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
Because the whole pilot monitoring role kind of shines when you're actually talking to real ATC, I feel like.
Yeah, it's definitely used a lot more.
Engine start switch is still continuous?
Oh yeah, it's part of the 10, isn't it?
I think so, I'm assuming. I don't know.
I'm not sure. Although I think someone said Southwest keeps it on till it's like a ridiculous altitude.
It might be like airline specific.
I think Owls was saying it's like, I don't know what the number is, but it's somewhere in like in the 18 or something like crazy.
Like transition altitude?
Yeah, I don't know. 737 wise, I don't know why they take off. It has to be an engine specific thing. Like, like from what I know from ignitions for jets, Airbus, CRJ, all that kind of stuff. A jet engine is jet engine. So the ignition, all it's doing is it's constantly igniting fuel. So if you think of a candle, if there's a big gust of wind or a lot of rain and stuff like that, that's where we keep the ignition on. So it keeps that candle lit, keeps that engine lit in case there's a possibility of it being blown out. If you have a strong tailwind on the ground at idle thrust, there's certain angles where the wind can actually flame an engine out just because it's not getting the right airflow, so you keep the ignition on, stuff like that. I don't know why the Boeing 37 requires it on all the time, and I've never found the answer to that. I'm sure there's a reason for it.
Would continuous...
They probably just had so many accidents that just like screw it, turn it on. But like for the RJ, if it's heavy rain, snow, slush, that kind of stuff, heavy crosswind, if there's birds in the area, you can turn it on for that reason. You want to just keep the engines going on a heavy bird takeoff day.
Right.
The wind's outside 30 degrees at a 35 knot, I believe it is. I have to look at the restriction on that again. But there's that kind of stuff. But,
Sean in chat was saying hi. I was just saying hi.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's that kind of stuff, and I don't know why they keep it on all the time, no matter what.
Yeah.
Most times it's off for us.
Alright, transition altitude coming up. And I think we can give ourselves higher. We don't have any restrictions.
Yeah, right up 30. So I'll have you do the transition.
Sure.
And then I'll see what it does for me, and then I saw yours change.
Yep, standard 3 times on my side.
Okay, I just have it on your side, so I'll do it on mine as well.
Madagascar is going to have 5 thunderstorms, Sean says. Alright.
That's not good.
So it's showing me 3020 again. Did you click something or?
I clicked it on my side. Did it change it for you?
Yeah, you know how it keeps knocking it. So look, now it's gonna probably change it for you, right?
I'm standing on the right, but yours is off. Yeah, but yours is off for me. Yours is on 3020.
Yeah, I think you're just gonna have to ignore that.
Sure. Yeah, as long as it works for you.
Yeah.
I wonder if you have the. Do you have your altimeter synced between all of them?
No, I have it separate.
Okay.
We got a nice 34 knot headwind, 366 over the ground right now.
That's not that bad. Could be worse.
Yeah.
We're turning shortly anyways.
Fuel looking good.
Well, they predict us to be there in an hour, so I'll probably start approach prepping around 22:30ish.
Yep, 19 minutes from now. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, 22:40
Pretty
maybe.
much after top of climb.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I like to do it in cruise because those numbers of the fuel calculations, all that stuff, they kind of get a bit better once you're in cruise.
Yeah, that's something I've heard. Like when it's in climb, the numbers
Yeah, you don't really
are
want to do much
skewed.
calculations.
You don't want to. Yeah, you don't want to look at your prog when you're climbing. That's kind of what I heard before too.
Yeah.
Just from the random YouTube stuff. I was wondering if putting the engine start switches to continuous would help against potential, like, what do you call it, compressor stall, or no?
Well, compressor stall deals with air.
Air, yeah, so that wouldn't affect it, huh?
So I wouldn't actually know. In terms of the it's like the high tailwind, like that's where it can flame it out. So I guess it would, but I'm just wondering why the 3.7 specifically requires it.
Right.
Because like the RJ, you know, it's a jet engine. It can have a compressor stall, but like Bombardier doesn't require it on like all the time. There's certain circumstances where it's, you know, not good to have on.
Yeah.
Whereas the 3.7, it's like it's on all the time.
Yeah, it's part of the procedure.
Yeah, like, and I don't know. It has to be something with the engine there. Or skirting the clouds at +0, but should be okay. I think I have my icing off anyways.
Let me just double check I'm on live weather. Hopefully the sim doesn't crash here. Yep, live weather. Oh yeah, the time. I forgot to get you to sync the time, but...
Oh, what time are you at right now?
10:13 UTC PM.
I'm 10:14 UTC.
Well, there you go.
Perfect.
Wait, was that by accident?
I don't know.
Did you just turn it back just enough to be a 1 minute away from what I turned it back to?
Maybe it's saved. Did you change it from yesterday? I didn't even change it from yesterday.
No, I put it to live time when we're like before I loaded, and then I manually switched it back till it's daytime randomly.
Huh.
It seems to be matched with.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I did. I'm not sure.
Quinky dink.
Yeah. Is Flight Sim Gaming still in the Discord, or is he not here?
I haven't heard any of them chat. Let me see. Maybe they left.
I see a couple.
I see Flight Sim Gaming, yeah, and Chuck.
I think Captain Jack said he has to go work tonight actually a little bit, but
Roger.
Might get home a little bit later.
You gotta sleep early, right?
Yeah, I like to be sleeping around 10:30 at the latest.
But there's a chance they won't like call you, so you can keep sleeping in.
Yeah, I just keep my ringer on loud. So I don't know if you heard my phone call earlier, that giant alarm. But
yeah, you don't want to miss that call.
yeah, if anyone calls me, like my ringtone is set to the Apple. So if I'm like dead sleeping,
it's not a pleasant way to be woken
right up.
That'll
wake
wake me up in a foul mood.
I kind of got used to it.
Yeah, your body adjusts, I guess.
And I just keep it there, and if they call, I answer, and if they don't, then you get to sleep. Some people, I have a buddy who says he's such a heavy sleeper he won't wake up with a ringtone. I'm like, I can't believe that.
Wow.
But so he actually wakes up for a little bit and checks every 2 hours or something. I don't really know how he does that, but let's go check the open time. This is how I check if I'm gonna get called or not. I'll go see if there's any open flights.
What does that mean?
There's just flights that have no pilots assigned to them.
Right.
280, correction, 290, 300.
I would imagine if like sudden shifts in scheduling, like requirements happen, then that's when they would need the reserve. Like if a pilot like calls in sick or something, someone.
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like I can be called in for a sim as well. Like I just got called in for that actually last week. I got called in, so I just did my 6-month recurrent. It's called a LOFT, a Line Oriented Flight Training.
Right.
So we have a LOFT and a PPC. a loft is like sorry, let's back up. A PPC is a pilot proficiency check that you have to do to get typed on the airplane. You have to do a PPC.
Yeah.
And then there's lofts built in, but the PPC is like kind of like a flight test. And once you do your second PPC, somewhere inside your second or your third, or you have to do consecutive PPCs. Once you've done the number they require, then you can start alternating every 6 months with a loft and a PPC. And a loft is a line-oriented flight training, so it's still in the sim, but instead of on a PPC where you do a full startup, you're probably going to get engine start malfunction on the engine start, takeoff, B1 cut, emergency in the air, like just constantly being thrown stuff. It's good for practicing emergencies, but the loft focuses on what you may encounter in real life.
More realistic situations.
More real, like not that, God forbid that happens, but you're ready for it on a PPC. But like on a line check, it's like, hey, you lost this component, like you lost your left pack.
Like daily operational scenarios.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Gotcha.
Yeah, they just want to see how the crew handles it, and they'll probably make it in, like, they'll probably make you, like, if you're used to flying in New York, they'll make it in San Francisco. Like, they'll completely change, as long as your airplane flies there and is able to be flown there, they'll make it a bit harder in that sense.
Right. And the PPC is every 6 months as well?
PPC's every 6. So right now I just finished my loft, which means I'm good for another 6 months. And next 6 months I'm going to get a PPC.
Oh, it alternates between loft and PPC every 6 months?
Vegas CTAB American 1859 out of 5,500 fully established on the ILS for runway 26 left, about 10 out. Vegas.
Oh, Mickey D, Mike?
Yeah, have a good landing, Mike. Minus 154. Nice. We'll try and do it.
Minus 164.
What was I going to say? Yeah, so next 6 months is going to be PPC. But anyways, the story was I finished my loft a week ago, and then 2 days after the loft, actually a day after the loft, I was on reserve, and I got called out for seat support in the sim. So then I had to go do a PPC because
seat support?
Basically someone has to get tested in the sim, but their partner called in sick.
Oh, so they need like a body to just fill in this.
So they need someone to do it. So then now I'm there.
So even though you're not being evaluated, that still indirectly puts pressure on you again to not screw anything up or something.
Exactly, yeah. Because
it looks bad, right?
Well, but the other thing is if you don't perform to the level of what you're supposed to perform at, they can hold you back. They can't take your license, I guess, away, but they can take you off the line, give you more training, and then you have to pass a PPC to go back on the line if you don't perform.
Even though you were just substituting for someone that was missing.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. It's ultra safe.
It's like, the theory behind it is you should be able to perform no matter...
Yeah, because it's loft. It's not... Or did you say it was PPC or loft?
That was a PPC.
So you were getting all the failures and stuff like out of the blue, just random. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, so, well, you it's kind of hard to say what you're going to get.
Yeah.
But you're going to get a V1 cut. Once you've done everything like that, you get the engine. Once you've done all the procedures, you get the engine back online. And then now you're going to get a yellow, like a caution message. You sort that out, they clear it. Now you're going to get a red message. Like you're going to have an idea of like what, in a sense, you're going to get, but you don't know what actual failure you're going to get. If that makes sense.
Yeah, like you don't always at a glance realize what the failure initially is, right? So you just kind of focus on flying the aircraft and then troubleshoot as a crew, I would guess, right?
Yeah, well, PF becomes PF, so he or she's gonna fly the plane. That's their main priority.
So even if there's the failure, the captain doesn't become the PF, even if like there's an issue. Okay. So the first officer.
It's actually depending on the failures. It's actually better if the captain is pilot monitoring because they may have
troubleshoot better, right?
Yeah, they may. Well, not the checklists are the troubleshooters. It's getting to the right checklist is what you'll need. But the other part to that is the captain's making the decision. So if he's flying and having to talk to the PA, and then are we diverting? Are we doing this? It's just easier if I'm doing the flying.
Right.
And they can run the checklist and they can make the decision. Like, this isn't going to go well. We'll do this.
Leave his mental capacity kind of open for those important decisions. Gotcha.
Yeah. So not saying every captain likes that, but that's kind of the philosophy behind it. So, and it also gets confusing. Whoever's pilot flying stays pilot flying, unless you have like a yoke problem or you're on-site aileron. Then you can say, hey, can you give this a try? But you don't want to switch too much if you can help it, unless it's
It just adds another dimension for like yeah.
Like I'm already flying. I already know how in an engine out. I already have enough rudder plugged in. I know how much throttle. I'm already kind of zoned in.
We're kind of flying through some layer, and we're minus 14.
Yeah. Do we have a sat in this airplane or no? I know we have a TAT, but do we have a sat as well?
As far as I'm aware, no. Unless I don't know, but I just see a TAT.
Trigger's Boeing. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can throw the engines on. I don't know what the speed is for the Boeing. In the RJ, after 230 knots, the wing isn't required. Because it just can't build it.
Right.
They have to have a sat in here somewhere. There's no way. Sometimes the
high tropopause kind of day, I guess.
Yeah, if it's a sat of minus 40 or colder, ice can't form, so we won't require it at all. But I just don't know how to find the sat. Yeah. Well, we'll save from the story. Throw it on. It's free. It'll slow us down a bit. That's it.
We could climb too if we want to. I mean, there's no vaccine online.
It's not that big of a deal.
In a situation like this in real life, would you choose to climb out of it, or you just chill in the suit?
No, just throw the anti-ice on. It depends if you're gonna be here forever. Like, it looked like a pretty thin layer, so I can see the train through it. So
yeah.
Because as soon as you climb or descend in real life, you're changing stuff, and what I mean by that is now you got to go to the flight plan or go to the ACARS, request a new flight level, and see what the performance number gives you for that. Because now you're changing econ fuel, and if you're changing the fuel, now you're changing what's required reserve, and you're changing all that stuff. So it's better just to stick to what's planned.
Unless it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah, not saying you can't do it,
or something,
but
maybe.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not saying you can't do it, but it's just for this little light layer. It's not like a thunderstorm or anything crazy.
Right.
You can see through it, so it should end shortly.
Yeah, it just looks like some thin haze.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah. So in 1 week, I did a loft and between 2 days, a loft and a PPC, and I had the same examiner twice. He's like, "Didn't I just see you like 2 days ago?"
So, question: if the person being evaluated as part of the loft, right? If they're the FO and the person who was supposed to be in the left seat was the one that's absent, do you have to now switch to left seat to take their place, or?
That is a possibility.
It just never happened yet.
Nope.
Okay. Because you wouldn't necessarily know the captain's flows. Like, they can't expect that of you, right?
You are expected to know them, not like you're not expected to know them like 1,000,000%, because that's technically not your job, but you're expected to know them to a level where if he performs it incorrectly,
or if he passes out,
or that, I guess. Yeah, I mean, there's not much, or if you're already in the air, there's not many flows that there are really, but
it's just
you're supposed to know them enough that you can cross-check that everything's done correctly, and we have a checklist for that too, but that's kind of the mindset behind that. And the other thing is they'll train you captain stuff, because the goal is, as an FO, you're like an understudy. Is a future captain is the goal for that.
Right. But you're like fully trained to do everything as a single, even though it's a 2-crew aircraft. If the cap's having like a medical emergency, you're fully trained to do everything as a single pilot and just bring it back on the ground, right?
Yeah, most airlines have capacitation training built in there. They'll slip you a note that says like, "Hey, pass out now." You'll fall asleep, and your other guy.
So you've already done that in your the PPC probably, I guess.
They don't do in the PPC. It's usually, I mean, I guess they would probably put that in a training sim, or it's definitely in the initial course. But most airlines would probably put that in some sort of a training sim. Like before the PPC, you have a PPC trainer, and they'll also add some extra stuff that you haven't seen in a while.
Right.
And before a loft, the loft's only about 2 hours, so you have 2 days. So you'll have 2 hours of training, a loft. The next day you'll have 4 hours of just training or whatever they want to throw in there that they've seen, there's been a common occurrence of overshoots here or whatever. Like they can make any training scenario they want.
So during the training, you're not being evaluated. It's only during the loft.
Correct. You still have to perform.
Of course, yeah. Just so.
But
yeah.
But it's not as stringent as the loft or PPC. So the one we got on on the RJ, it's a tricky caution message. I think we mentioned this one before.
Sorry,
the RJ
anti-ice off. We're out of it.
Sure. All good. The RJ has a funny little way of telling you something's broken in this specific event. If there's a short, what's the time here? 20. Yeah, I got 3 minutes. If there's a short on the in the electric system,
yep.
Let's say the AC bus, there's a short getting there.
Yep.
You'll first get an AC bus 2 caution message. Wait a couple seconds, you'll get a Gen 2 off caution message. Wait a couple seconds, you'll get a auto transfer fail message. So if you go to the AC bus 2, which is what people usually do, because that's the first message, like go to the checklist. And if you go to that one, it's going to say AC bus 2, or even if you go to the gen off, gen back on. And if you do that, there's your fail. Because it's what's happened, there's a short in the system, and if you're turning the generator off and then returning it on, there's a potential to cause another short, which is a potential for a fire. So the checklist that we have to go to is the auto not crossflow, the auto transfer fail caution message checklist.
Oh, so you go to the end of the problem, like the root.
Not always, but in that case.
Right.
So that's where system knowledge becomes important, and sometimes the FO, there's times where the FO knows a tiny bit more about something, and sometimes the captain usually the captain knows more about most of it. But both people can intervene and say, hey, I think it's this or whatever. But that's the job of the pilot monitoring, is find the root cause.
Yeah.
And talk amongst yourselves. If you agree on it, and time permitting, of course, grab the book, go to the right checklist. That's the hardest part. Reading a checklist, you can teach anybody to read a checklist, pressing buttons.
Right.
Finding the right checklist is one of the most failed items.
Diagnosing the problem.
Yeah. But anyways, so I find that stuff kind of interesting. There's a whole bunch of human factors and philosophy behind how they design checklists. And that's why all airlines have their own, because they'll take Bombardier, they'll take Boeing's checklist, and then they'll fix them up to what they like and what their philosophy and safety culture and all that kind of stuff is. That's why they keep them all secret.
Do they
so
call
their
it
companies can't have them.
FTM, Flight Crew Training Manual, or something like that?
I haven't heard that one. I heard of AOM, Aircraft Operating Manual.
I've heard that one too.
But
like they take the actual aircraft manufacturers, I guess, operating handbook, and they augment it with their own company-specific stuff, and then they call it FTM or AFM. I've heard several different acronyms, but we have Center online, Oakland Center.
Oh, awesome.
We
Did
have
he contact
SFO
us yet or no?
Tower and SFO Ground, yeah, and he told us to contact them, so awesome. 132.2, you got it.
32.2.
All right.
I'm gonna talk to him about simulator sessions.
Let's hear this professional airline radio call.
Ready?
Let's go.
Oakland Center, Southwest 33, flight 0300.
Southwest 1333, Oakland Center, roger.
Well, that was easy.
That's all I need to say. I hear people go like, I'm northwest of this. It's like, he has a radar.
Yeah, I find like if he asks me to contact him, then he has me on his scope. But if I'm cold calling him because I just found out he just came online,
yeah, that's
then
a different story.
Yeah, I'd give a position report, because they've gotten like mad before. It's like, what's your position?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, and obviously rural, there's not too much cold calling unless you're like a general aviation and you're like
VFR,
South Line 6 via the wave 2 arrival.
That wasn't for us.
Nope.
You sent via the wave 2 Southwest.
Yeah, there's not too much cold calling in the airline world.
Yeah, you're IFR, right? So you're.
Yeah, it's usually just a progressive line.
Does Jazz fly? Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say the only time is sometimes you're going to like one of those uncontrolled, but like
was
a
just gonna
classic
ask that.
airport.
18 minute service
Yeah.
frequency change
Do
approved.
you guys fly into any
Reading
uncontrolled?
American 32 agency up.
I think most regional carriers do. For the most part, like the going to like out east, the PI and all that kind of stuff.
Cool. Let's see. We have SFO ATIS available if whenever you want to start working on it.
Cool.
I just have to go to the lav real quick. And
Okay.
let me leave you guys in a nice external view here. And you do your thing for setting up. I'll be right back. You can talk if you want, but I'll be right back.
Sweet. Oh my god, it's my chat. Wait, you didn't give me control.
Oh, do you want control?
No, I'm just joking. But you would, but I'm just joking.
Well, I want to practice because I've never done that actually, so let me try that. How do I do that? Oh, just give control? Okay.
That's it, yeah. And hopefully the airplane doesn't flip upside down with with your controls.
Should I try it now?
Yeah, try clicking it.
Okay, hopefully it won't crash anything.
I still see the autopilot is off.
Okay, in control.
For me.
So
Okay, Command B.
Is the autopilot on or off?
For me, it's on.
Okay, for me it shows off, but I don't care as long as it's.
It looks like it's flying the right way. Let me, you know what? Let me do a full disconnect, and I'm gonna redo it. There we go.
Okay.
I
see
think
command
that's
engage
fixed
now.
it. Yeah, awesome. Perfect.
Right. BRB.
Cool. I'll start setting you up.
Roger.
Number 3 Lima Golf, cutting NorCal approach 124.52, secondary 133.95.
We'll try 124.52. Central, good evening, Air Premia 111, maintain flight level 390.
Air Premia 111, Oakland Center, ident.
Flight in, Air Premia 111.
Air Premia 111. Radar contact 190 miles southwest of Mendocino VOR, cleared to the San Francisco Airport via direct Pirate Papa India Romeo Alpha Tango, direct Sausalito VOR Sierra Alpha Uniform, direct.
Confirm take to Papa Alpha India November Tango, Air Premia 111.
Air Premia 111 negative, clear direct, your radar contact, clear direct Pirate, Papa India Romeo Alpha Tango, direct Sausalito VOR Sierra Alpha Uniform, direct.
Roger, direct to Papa India Romeo Alpha Tango, arrival, direct to Papa India Romeo Alpha Tango, Air Premia 111.
Just verify direct Pirate, Papa India Romeo Alpha Tango, Pirate.
Pilot Alpha 111 Roger.
And then after Pirate, clear direct Sausalito, Sierra Alpha uniform.
Roger, Sierra Alpha uniform, Alpha 111.
Air Premier 111, cross Pirate, at and maintain 8,000, San Francisco altimeter 3018.
Roger, pilot, 8,000, altimeter 3018, Air Premier 111.
United 888, leave my airspace to the west. San Francisco radio is offline, squawk 2000 while in oceanic airspace, radar services terminated, frequency change approved.
Alright, I'm back.
Cool, approach setup is almost complete.
Dallas 1186, 70 to the waves, 2 arrival, contact NorCal approach,
Let me just turn down the
133.95.
sounds of V-Pilot.
70 to wave 2, over to NorCal 3395, Southwest 1186.
Alright, good.
Oakland Center getting Flight System 01's with you, 14,000 for 190 direct Mojave.
Flight System 01, Oakland Center, right here.
Cool.
MDA, if you want to set it for yourself on the planning ILS 19 left, looks like that's what they're using in real world. I don't have the ATIS available to me just yet.
19 left. Do you want me to put the ATIS on or have it?
Yeah, if you can send it to me. My VPod's not bringing it up. I hate listening to it.
It was there and now it went away actually.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, nope, never mind. I just couldn't, I couldn't see it. 118.85.
Yeah, if you can double click it and just send me in text form. Or just tell me if they're using one line left, then that'll be fine. I assume they are.
Yeah, information Mike. 120 at 8. We got light rain, few clouds 500, broken 1700, overcast 2900, temperature 12, dew point 12, altimeter 3018. Information Mike. And let me just see the runway. Let's see. Landing runways 19 left, departing runway 10 left, 10 right. So 19 left.
Cool. That's what you're planning for. MDA of 300. Wait a minute. Yep, MDA of 300. It's pretty high, actually.
Okay, let me actually pull up my charts for chat here. What was our arrival called?
We're doing the
Always 3.
Always 3. And vectored into the ILS 19.
Alright. Always 3 and approach ILS 19. Do we need a VIA for that?
Good. I gave you a direct, not direct. I gave you the Concorde VOR just as the extension there.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so it's going to be... Yeah.
We'll go ahead. I was saying before I execute it, I'll run through the numbers with you.
Sounds good. I'm just going to set the MDAs. 300.
300 set right.
30.
Oakland Center, November 535 Charlie, Siberian.
Air Premier 111, verify direct Pirate.
Out of curiosity,
Papa,
have
India,
you had the Thrustmaster
Romeo
TCA
Alpha
Captain
Tango.
Pack? Because I heard I don't have to bind everything as when you plug it in. Like the aileron and elevator control are all kind of mapped for you, but like you got to unbind some things like the throttles. I find are kind of annoyingly binded to the 2 buttons at the bottom of the yoke there. That usually, if you have a throttle quadrant, it'll interfere with it. So little stuff like that, got to clean it up. But in general, it does come mapped with the controls. I don't have the Captain Pack. I think I have the FO, whatever came with the throttle and the Boeing throttle and the yoke. That's the one I have. I don't think it was the Captain Pack. Or was it? I can't remember. Lone Dread says, I realize the title, we have a celebrity in the house, real world pilot. That's so cool. Yep.
I'm not a celebrity. Pretty far.
Hey, did you give control back to me, by the way?
We're at 280 knots, 0.74, 30,000
Number
control.
Charlie cleared from the Lake Tahoe Airport to the Monterey Airport via Spook, then as filed.
Ready to review?
Climb and maintain, flight level 190, expect file 220.
So it's showing
5
command
minutes
on
after
for me,
departure,
but
walk 5536.
I want to make sure nothing funky is happening here.
Let me go ahead.
Airport via Spook, then
If you want to completely disconnect the autopilot and return it on, that may work. I'm not sure.
Lone Dread says you're definitely a celebrity.
I'll take it.
535 Echo.
At least in the sim
walk
world.
53.
That's it.
Correction, 5536.
Yeah, I think I'm good. I don't need to turn it off.
Cool. Yeah, I see command menu as well.
Alright, Roger. So we can go ahead with the brief.
Southwest 11.
Okay, so ready to review the FMS on the Always 3.
Sure.
So we're going direct Diamond now, which is above flight level 270.
Advise number 1 for departure.
Lane 260 below 260 above 220. Always. Keep lie. 250 knots above 14 below flight level 190.
Roger.
R2 240 knots 10,000.
Good evening, Jet
Adam 240 knots 9,000. Kroger 210 above 7 below 9.
Yep.
Burks 210 5,000 above. Then we're vector for the ILS 19 left and let you get to that chart.
Yes, sir.
We're going the Concord transition way out the extended center line there.
You're in NorCal approach here.
Up end, 5,000 above. Burks is 210 below, 5,000 above. Shakes, path crossing 2,800. Runway 19 left. Missed approach, heading 194, 1,100 feet. Then heading 129 should be a left turn. Peralta, then holding at Peralta, 215 knots at 4,000 feet. Confirm.
That all looks good to me. Confirm. Execute.
And approach setup is complete. ILS 19 left.
All right. Pretty much ready for the descent checklist. 3018. Let me just preset that.
Flight System 01, radar services terminated, frequency change.
So he hasn't given us a descent
Flight
yet,
System
right?
01.
Dallas 1333, Clyde NorCal approach 133.905, good day.
That was for a call for us. 3395 Southwest, 1333, good day. I don't know if Matt went.
Oh, my mic's muted. Sorry about that.
No worries, I got it. 3395 if you want to get it.
Frequency change free.
Alright, over to advisor for United 1385. See you.
95.
It's crazy because I actually see the numbers scroll on my radio stack when you do
That's
it.
awesome.
It's like a ghost is doing it.
This is NorCal, I assume?
Yeah.
NorCal approach Delta 333, flight level 330.
Southwest 1333, NorCal approach, altimeter 30. Altimeter 3018, expect ILS 190.
19 left, we'll plan that at 3018. South 33.
Alright, beautiful.
Stall wheat.
Yep, descent checklist if you're ready.
Yeah, descent checklist. Pressurization.
What about it? What about it?
They want set for landing altitude.
Okay. Landing altitude 0 set.
And 0 set because it's desynced. Recall.
Checked.
And check right auto brake.
3.
Landing data.
Landing data 152 set left.
Exit 547, you go to Las Vegas.
Checked, and minimums they want as well.
300 on the barrel set left.
Climb.
300 set right. Approach briefing.
Exit 547.
We are expecting.
Go to Las
Let me
Vegas
pull it
via
up for
enter
chat
controlled
here.
airspace. Heading 180, climb maintain. Flight level
Okay,
190,
we are expecting
radar
the
vector
Always
Dragon.
3 RNAV arrival into San
Departure
Francisco. We're approaching over the terrain from the west.
Squawk 3215.
From the east.
Correction, from the east. We're going west.
Yeah.
We are expecting basically to go all the way to Berks 210, 5,000, and the constraints are going to be as briefed or as reviewed. Is that what you called it?
Sure.
And
yeah.
it's basically bringing us at Burks. We're going to be on vectors for the ILS 19 left, which I'll pull up now.
They don't have ATIS.
They don't have ATIS? I thought maybe it just doesn't show for you.
Contact Auckland Center on 132.2, Viva 4059. Take of service goodbye.
Chart 11-1, effective 30th of November 2023, which is expired as F. ILS 19 left. Localizer is India Sierra, India Alpha 108.9, set on my side. And set on your side as well, I see. Final approach course 194, set left. And
194 set right.
And glide slope check at Shake 2800, 10.1 DME. We're going down to minimums of 300 on the barrel, set left.
Yeah, we covered that already, but set right.
We're going to expect Malsef and Pappies, and if we have to go mist, I'm sorry, one thing I forgot to say, we're expecting it from Concord, so we'll be vigilant for if we're going to get vectored instead. If we have to go mist, it's going to be climb to 1100, climbing left turn to 4000, direct Pertla and hold.
I'm sorry, it's just the regular.
And in terms of threats, just some terrain on our approach, and maybe it'll be kind of busy for ATC arrivals, but if VATSIM's online and all that, but aside from that, any questions?
35 Golf, affirmative.
No questions, and I mentioned the MSA high sector 5000. That's based on SFO VOR. So let me go ahead and I'll program that VOR on standby. It's 15.8. In case we need that.
Can you say that again?
The MSA at the top right corner.
5,100 or
5,000 is the highest sector, but it's based on SFO VOR. So I've just plugged in the VOR as the standby.
Okay, gotcha.
In case we need it.
Yep. Check.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it. For the actually with Jefferson, because you mentioned it's out of date as hell. Jefferson has their own dating system, so even if it says effective 2023, they might have just not updated this chart. It's up to date in their records. It's a different system as the other ones do.
Like their nav database, you mean?
Exactly. It's they. I don't know how they do it, but they are still in date. It's just you'd have to do some research. But Jefferson are different than what the country's nav data charts will say. If you check Transport Canada or AFA charts, they'll have a different dating system.
Chat a little bit. I have a question for him, and you might also know, but can it be said 120 for like 12,000 feet? It's 12000. That's how you say it.
Yeah.
I believe it's really any altitude above 10,000, if that makes sense. Yeah. So you say like 19,000. And then, or 18,000, is it 18 or flight level 18 at the actual transition?
Yeah, flight levels. So 180, 190. Anything below is 19 or 12,000, 13,000. If you said 120, you probably they won't bat an eye, but it's technically not correct. And if you're in Europe, the flight levels are sometimes lower, like 5,000 feet. The transition altitude is sometimes lower.
Yeah.
So in that case, it would be flight level 120. But all in the States and south part of Canada, it's
so for whoever's like
180.
new to simming, every time you're above the transition altitude that's published on the SID or the STAR, then you go by, well, on the descent it's called transition level, on the climb it's transition altitude, and you go by flight levels. So past that altitude, below that it's like 1,2000 or whatever.
And here's the trick question: when do you set your altimeter to standard? In the standard pressure region, once you pass 180, or below it?
That is actually a question that I need to go to the AIM and read, because I was reviewing that in my head the other day. I'm like, what was the deal with the standard pressure region and the altimeter setting region? So
the easiest way to memorize it is all changers are done in the standard pressure region. So you're going to hold 3020, then you pass 18,000 and 1 foot. Now you can click standard.
In the standard pressure region?
Correct. Yeah, all changes are done in the standard pressure region. Is the easiest way to look at it.
And for the altimeter setting region, it's the opposite.
So if you're descending, if you're descending, let's say you've been cleared to descend 6,000.
Mm-hmm.
Before you pass 180, you're setting your altimeter. You're not setting your altimeter under 180.
And our calibers is now closed money.
If that makes sense. Oh no, he just closed.
Shucks.
Yeah, well, 22.8.
Let's see. Yeah, we have. Was that NorCal's
tower still
approach or that was center, right?
We were on NorCal approach. We got switched over.
Oh well.
And he just went offline on V-pilot as well.
SFO ground is on.
Yeah, what I could add, let me check my handy dandy foreflight, but those clouds do look a little cumulus, so there might be some turbulence in descent, maybe some possible icing as well, so keep an eye on that too.
Roger, checked. And the weather radar on this, I'm not sure if it's functional on the PMDG.
No, I'm using foreflight.
Oh, it's working. It's freaking working.
Oh, is it working?
See the red cell to our 2 o'clock?
Yeah, there we go.
That's amazing. I don't know if it was always working. I think
this is satellite based.
Right.
That does not look like a real weather radar.
Well, in terms of sim, like what would it be based
it's
on?
good
other
enough.
than that?
Yeah.
So all that nasty stuff, it kind of checks out as to our 2 o'clock, and I see it on the radar.
Cool beans.
So maybe we'll need to. I don't know what's the range for this, but it doesn't look like we have to pick our way through anything.
Yeah, it should be okay. I'll keep terrain on my side if you want to keep weather, or you can keep terrain and I keep weather, whatever you prefer.
I'll keep weather. Maybe you can do terrain on your side, if you don't mind.
Yeah, terrain's on the right.
And MCP altitude will need to reset for the descent coming up.
Yeah, you're cleared to descend 3,000. I'll be your ATC.
Alright, so...
whatever you'd like to go to. I think it's 5,000 at Burks is where they leave you off at.
I'll go for the first platform, 220 for now, and then...
Sure.
Just so I can get my bearings. Okay, so 270 or higher by how far? We were 13 out from Diomed, so
we're already above 270.
We'll just VNav it.
Yeah.
We'll go lower.
Just 5,000. Let it do it.
Let's do how. Yeah, let's see how the VNav does. I'll go all the way down to 5.
Okay, should do a pretty decent job, unless it's an RJ VNav.
So the RJ, you said the NG has VNav, right?
It does.
So that's an actual, not
real life.
What do you call the opposite of lateral mode? Roll mode or pitch mode, right?
The opposite of lateral mode?
Like LNAV is like lateral autopilot.
Is lateral navigation, yeah, and then you have VNav vertical navigation.
Yeah, so you actually have a VNav button in the NG.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
I even have
thought RJs didn't have VNav.
No, it has it. The NG, well, some NGs have it. It's the air operator can add the feature or not add the feature, but the NG does have the ability to have VNav. All CRJs have advisory VNav, so it'll tell you like, hey, you want to make that waypoint, you need to be 3,000 feet per minute. It'll give you that kind of info.
That's not Barrow though, right?
It should be for Barrow. I'd have to check on that, but I'm 99% sure. But the NG actually has coupled VNav where it'll actually descend the airplane for you and meet all the restrictions and all that.
What do you call that? Autopilot coupled VNav or something?
Yeah, a couple VNav.
Right.
So it's good in some cases and it's bad in a lot of other cases. Like if you're getting vectored in different altitudes, it's just easier to go speed mode or vertical speed. It just can't keep up. And if the other reason it's kind of nice is if you're ever going into a like the river visual in the DC or the Parkway visual in the LaGuardia, if you have a VNav, it will actually basically fly the entire approach with FMS2, which is LNAV or FMS1, and VNav. It'll basically fly the whole thing up until the point where you have to take control back because it's a non-precision approach. So
do you set your altitude in the MCP to like the minimums on the RNAV approach in that case, and you just let it fly the VNav, do its thing?
It depends. If it's an LPV, you treat it as an ILS. You can set your missed approach altitude, and it'll capture a glide path instead of glide slope. But if it's like the river visual, then yeah, you would set you can set it down to the MDA.
So for an LNAV VNav approach, do you put it to the MDA, or is that's not non-precision, right? It's like
non-precision, yeah.
But the LPV is non-precision or precision? It's considered which one?
So technically, legally, it's non-precision.
Non-precision. Yeah, that's what I remember reading up on.
The only precision is ILS. It probably is precision. They just haven't caught up with the times yet. Like it probably would classify as precision.
Right.
But they just have to update a lot of stuff. So if you ever doing alternate route planning, like if you ever go and have to make your alternate planning, LPVs, at least in Canada, are not considered precision approaches.
Have you seen MLS anywhere, like microwave landing systems? Apparently that's another precision approach.
I've seen it in like some random airports in the sim that I go to, like in the like flight sim, but I've never seen it real world.
Lone Dread was saying, I don't mean to ruin the vibe in here, but I want to see if any of you want to kind of touch on the recent aviation. I mean...
No comment.
It's not good. That's all I say.
Yeah.
But
definitely sad.
It's terrible.
Hopefully they'll make some changes where they can, and it won't happen again.
I just want VATSIM to come online.
They're like, oh, these guys are coming. Great. Cougar and Merlin, Maverick and Goose.
Let's get the CTAF frequency and SFO, which is 120.5.
25?
Yes, sir.
That's set on standby. My I think your controls are glitched. My yoke's like almost full, right, and it's flying straight. Oh, I think I know what it is.
As long as
you might have to re-engage the autopilot, but just check.
Yeah, I'm hand flying now.
Okay. Can you re-engage it, or should I do it for you?
No, I'll just keep hand flying. I'm joking. You can engage it.
Command A.
Check.
All right. Let's see if that fixes that.
Just check on the speed restrictions. You want to be at 250 for Heffley. Okay.
Yeah, we're only 15 knots away.
Yeah, we're looking good.
Just doing a pretty decent job.
Yes, sir. Am I more chilled than yesterday?
Yeah, just gotta chill.
For those of you that don't know, I was flying with him, and he was like, "You gotta chill, man. You gotta relax."
Going nuts. Auto brake, frequency. I'm like, approach setup. It takes 10 minutes to do approach setup, 5 minutes to brief it.
We're like 10 miles out. I'm like, you want to slow to 180 or?
Yeah, let's go.
Lone Dread says, I realized I met someone today on voice chat that's an airline pilot. I can now get discounted flights on standby, I guess.
Nice.
I think he's talking about you.
Oh, me? Oh, yeah.
Because he was on the Discord server.
I don't know you that well.
So, excuse me. The green stuff in real life, would you fly through it or avoid it?
Yeah, green's okay. Yellow. So I'll put a caveat to this. There's something called radar attenuation in real life.
Right.
So what could happen is if you see a green band, a yellow band, a red band, and then black, like a very thin little stripes and then black behind it, the thought is, oh, it's a very little bit of weather, I can fly through it. But what's happening is there's so much precipitation in behind the red that the radar can't penetrate.
Wow.
So you do not want to go through that. So if you see green, yellow, red, black, that's the cell. That's where the storm is. You don't want to go through that.
Right.
If it's green with scattered yellows, that's usually okay. It'll be bumpy, but yellow is just moderate. Red, you don't want to willingly fly into. Like you're going to want to try to avoid those ones. Sometimes it's unavoidable depending on what you're doing.
Are you looking at these build-ups, by the way? What are we?
Yeah.
19,000. Look at that convective activity.
Yeah, so we should start to get some bumps. Seatbelts are already on. For me, it's off the VNAV path by quite a bit. I don't know if it's... Oh, your stream set is on, so we'll keep it with yours.
And the transition altitude's coming up.
Check. 30...
So we're in the altimeter setting region, right? So that means we do it above 180.
Correct, yeah. So I'm already set on my side, 3018.
And do you have to wait till it's closer to 18 or it doesn't matter?
If you're cleared below it, you don't have to. If you're leveling at flight level 180, then we'll keep it standard.
Lone Dread says, I know all of your knowledge has been learned over the years, but do you he's talking to you, do you recommend any PDFs or stuff that can teach me about piloting more with simming and stuff like that. One thing I would recommend Lone Dread is his Your Sim CFI channel. He has a lot of tutorials that goes very professionally in depth about mostly RJ stuff, but he also does. I've seen 7.3 and I've seen Phoenix.
Yeah, I have a couple things lying around. Yeah, YouTube's your best friend. If you're not using it for world flight, YouTube is your best friend. Be careful what you learn. Don't apply it to real life, but for sim-wise, do it. YouTube's good. What else? I'm trying to think. I don't really know any PDFs, to be honest. I think
for
YouTube
sim
would be your best
purposes,
bet.
yeah, just watching streamers and stuff for sim purposes, that's good enough.
Oh, something I do actually recommend is, let's say you love the 737 or whatever plane, look up 737 space just planes and watch a bunch of just plane videos. It'll be different airlines sometimes.
That's
but
how I learned personally a lot of my stuff.
Yeah, you can get a feel for, you know, the 737, they do lights at 10,000 or whatever. You can kind of get a feel for what's supposed to be happening. So Just Planes is really good, but then on top of that, YouTube streams and things like that too.
Just Planes is what got me into aviation, to be honest with you. The 4K cockpit landing videos.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Back in like 2018, I remember watching those on YouTube. I'm like, wow, I feel like I'm just like a fly on the wall right here, you know?
Wing and engine anti-ice is on. Warm up before we get in there.
Checked.
So if it's anything like the RJ, the N2 should increase, which should make it harder to slow down. Which is real, which should require more spoiler.
And that's because it needs a little more juice for that bleed off the engine that operates the anti-ice, right?
Yeah, at least for the RJ. If the engines are at idle and you throw the anti-ice on, idle can't supply the power that's required, so the N2 kicks up automatically. So basically it's an increased idle thrust now. It's the easy way to think about that.
It's like a certain stage from the compressor, 18th, 14th stage or something like that. That's where it gets the
14th is the anti-ice. On the 200, I'm not sure about the 900 though.
We're going in the soup.
Roger. Yeah, wings gals are on.
You in a like if I'm IFR in a 172, I would not be in the green even, right?
You wouldn't be breathing up this high anyways, but
no. Say it's green stuff like in 4,000 feet or something.
Green. I've been through green.
It's okay.
It's quite light. It depends what type of green. If it's green with cumulus activity,
right,
and it might get in worse, you probably don't want to be there. But if it's just if it's called a alto stratus, so altos I believe for 7,000 feet. So if the clouds are that level, but it's stratus, it's one huge layer and it's constant just light rain, you can fly through that.
That's
unless
like stable,
it's
a stable atmosphere.
Exactly, yeah.
It's the cold front you want to avoid coming in.
Then in terms of icing, obviously you don't want to be anywhere near icing in the 172.
Lone Dread says nostalgia, bro. Just Planes is my favorite. Just Planes are legendary. Awesome. They're like the OG of the YouTube cockpit videos.
They got MD-80 Just Planes, CRJ Just Planes, MD-11. They got everything. That cell to the right does not look nice.
Do you want to deviate? I guess on PF, right? Is it my call or? I mean, I don't see where we can go.
Captain would have the final say. It looks like you can deviate left, but I think it's still reporting green this whole way.
Yeah,
so
I think
they're looking okay.
Good, yeah.
It just looks scared than they are.
Yes, sir.
Might tell the flight attendants, hey, it might get bumpy, you might want to sit down.
Can I get the fasten seatbelts, please?
Sure, yeah, they're already on, but I can double ding if you want.
And the chimes, how come they're off? I think they should be on. There you go.
Oh, that was me, because RJ up is on.
It's all good.
I didn't even check. I'm like, wait a minute.
Alright, we are 3.8 from R2. You want to be at 10,000, looking good. And speed-wise, we're a little bit fast. I'm going to give some speed brakes here to help us out.
Quite quick. Check.
It's a slippery craft. Probably not as slippery as the RJ.
I think it just doesn't fly it properly.
Yeah, see, for me, I never know if it's because I'm not a real-world pilot, so I don't know if it's just a sim thing or if the real aircraft is like that,
I mean, it should have in its brain the required path to meet these speeds, right?
Alright, we're going for 9,000 at Adam, 240 knots. And it's bugging down,
And sometimes you do get caught above 10 at like 255, 260.
You want to hear something nuts? Like, even though I'm looking through a 2K monitor and we're not in real life, sometimes when I'm...
You got disoriented?
Does that happen to you, or is it just me?
No, that's... Sometimes in VR you can do it.
For 1 second, I'm like, wait. When we're going through like some transition layer clouds, I'm like, which way's left, right? And then I look at my instrument. I'm like, whoa, we're wings level. That's crazy.
Yeah. PFD.
Yeah, just trust your instruments, right?
That's it. Yeah, I used to do that in instructors. I would put you under the hood, make you close your eyes as well, and then I'd start a right turn, and I'd make it a forcefully right turn so you can feel that we're turning. And then you can probably keep the brakes off, power's coming up. But I would keep the turn going and going and going and going for about a minute and a half. You close your eyes, and I'll say, are we turning level or climbing, descending? And it'd be like, oh, we're level. But because I was turning for a minute and a half, and it's just a constant turn, your ears fluid has balanced itself out, so it feels level. So when the student would wake up and take their hood off, you're in like a 30-degree turn.
Yeah, I think
so
that's
I would
called
do that.
The leans, from what I recall.
I don't remember. The leans, I don't believe that's the leans. The leans was worse, I thought.
Kind of when you're slowly in a slight bank, and then your vestibular thinks you're level now, and then so when you go level, you feel like you're turning.
Yeah, it might be. I completely forgot what it was called, but
yeah, I gotta read up on that again.
That was that one. Then I would also do I would do a variations of that, as I'd put us in a aggressively pitch up, and then I'd pitch down a little bit. So then we're in a 30-degree nosedive, that kind of shit. And then you'd wake up, you're like, whoa, I thought we were climbing.
Yeah.
So that just builds that we don't trust our feelings, because the feelings are usually wrong. So looking at this approach, we're direct Burks, and then a left turn to the ILS. I think Concorde VR, I can probably get rid of that. That looks quite weird.
Should we sequence it?
I'll sequence you from... I won't sequence per se, unless you want to go straight into the approach, which I guess you can from Burks if you want to.
If we get heading right now, I'm okay with that, because VATSIM's offline, right? So I'm going to go heading select.
Roger. You should be able to keep it on now, because I just gave you admin, Koger, Burks, then right to the arrival.
You kept the vector?
No, I cleaned up the vector, because Burks is part of the approach as well.
Okay.
If you go to
I thought you can just go straight to the ILS intercept.
I could do that too if you like.
Yeah, why don't we do that? We'll stay on a heading, because we're gonna start vectoring ourselves anyway soon.
Sure.
So I'm gonna go heading select.
Confirm Burks intercept 194.
Let me just look at the chart real quick. 194 final approach course. Burks. Confirm. Execute. Thank you. Do you mind making a quick radio call?
Sure. I'll go over to.
Now we have some yellow stuff coming up in front of us, eh?
Yeah, it's right on the airport. Right in the approach. So you can say it's yellow, possibility of red, which is a possibility. If you see a cell like that, it might be. It's very unlikely, but there's a chance of a microburst. So if you get a wind shear alert, immediate go around. Leave yourself configured. It's not flaps and gear. It's go around. I'll call climbing or descending, and once we're climbing away from the ground and we're stabilized, then we can start getting the gear and all that stuff. So if that happens.
True.
You might want to start descending as well a bit more. The VNAV probably kicked off. I don't know if it's being smart or not, but...
I'm going to go level change. So are we planning on vectoring ourselves around, or a straight intercept?
I said intercept to 194, but I don't think it took that as what I wanted it to. Let me re-enter it here. 194. Confirm Burks 194.
Execute.
Yeah, it keeps making that. Maybe you try, because the nav data on my side might be screwed.
No, I think that's what we're intending. I just wasn't sure if we're gonna go past and do some teardrop or something like that, or just go straight for the intercept from here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's up to you. I think we should be able to make it, because we'll be 5,000 pretty close, and...
Yeah, I guess
San
I'm just...
Francisco traffic, United 1059 is continuing taxi.
That yellow is worrying me, to be honest with you.
You're fine. You're on.
No, I'm simulating real life here. Don't ruin my realism, dude. I'm a captain.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'll give you the call here shortly.
Well, do you mind slowing me down to 210, please?
Yep. Selecting 210. I mean, you're controlled that all by that. I'll tell you.
I should be doing that.
That's all good. You can delegate to me.
Is that normal?
Not normal, but you can do it. Anything that if you have to devote attention to as pilot flying and you want me to do stuff, tell me to do it.
Thank you. And just one quick note: 19 left. We're gonna plan to exit on the right and cross 19 right.
Roger. I don't think we mentioned a bingo either, and that will be 5,300 pounds.
All right, so we have 2.5 to play with.
Cool, cool, cool.
San Francisco traffic southwest 1333, 17 miles approximately to the northeast. 6,000, 75,000, intercept ILS 19 left via Berks, San Francisco.
That was a nice radio call. Can we get flaps 5, please?
5 selected. Yeah, that's another thing. I don't know about the 3.7. RJ, we can't skip flap settings either.
I've heard in the 7.3, again, I don't know for sure.
They
but
can do
2 and 1, or I think 2, it doesn't really have a function. It's either 1 or 5.
I think 2's most likely a slat.
It's like an intermediate, yeah.
Yeah, now we did talk about that yellow line being for turbulence, and we're about to go into turbulence, so we might want to slow a bit more.
Yes, sir, I agree. Let's go 180.
Glide slope alive.
And when it switches, do you see the A flashing on the window for the auto throttle? I think that just means the auto throttle can't keep up.
I did for a second, but it is gone now.
Alright, we're not too far. I see 22.1 out. India Sierra, India Alpha identified, 194.
Roger.
And I see someone in front of us coming directly 1,000 feet below, 15 miles.
I have a strong feeling they're going to turn right.
Right. That's
on final. You might want to vector yourself to the right, heading a 280 maybe, and come back. I don't know what they're doing, but
we're going to go for a perpendicular for now, and then we'll turn in.
And that was 6,000 for 5,000.
Checked. All right, and we have all our anti-ice on still.
Yep.
Okay, so we're just going to keep an eye out on the wind shear for final.
Roger.
This is spicy.
There it is.
If we do a go-around, I might transfer control to you after.
Sure. For me, I just got an airspeed low, but I think that was a bug.
I'm good. It's showing me good.
You're good?
Now.
Okay. My yellow tape went all the way up.
That traffic is making me nervous. It's coming like right at us, 10 miles now.
Sure, I can ask him.
Do you want to do a right 360 or something like that?
You can. It's up to you. Using the climb as well. You're Capitan, you do whatever you like.
Okay, he's 100 feet. I just wanted to try and see if he's... Okay, let's do
he's
a right...
Quite,
yeah,
he's
let's
quite
do a right...
far.
Let's do a right... let me see if he's intercepting. Maybe on the radios you can... 5 miles out now.
Sashka traffic, southwest 3. Is there anybody on the extended center line of 19 left, roughly 5,000 feet, traveling, correction, eastbound?
He's intercepting, I think.
He's intercepting? Okay. I'm happy with that.
I think he is. Or he turned right a little bit.
I think that pilot's on text only.
Roger, thank you very much. We'll be intercepting behind him shortly.
Lots of 1284 will
think
turn.
He is turning.
For 19 left, San Francisco traffic.
Southwest 1333, descent maintain 3,000, clear for the ILS 19 left.
Okay, down to 3,000, clear ILS 19 left approach. And heading, which should we take?
Left turn to probably 230.
230.
Yeah, something like that. I'm not ATC, unfortunately. Loc and glide slope arm.
Check.
And we can start our way down.
And shake is 10 miles out. Okay, we're still good. I'm going to slow us down to maneuvering speed for flap 5. No point in going real fast right now.
Roger. I still see the spoilers deployed. Do you see that as well?
I do see it. Thank you, sir. Armed.
No worries.
That was from way back, I think, when we were slowing down.
Yeah, you can't do it in the sim, but real world we hold those spoilers, so...
You'll have some tactile feedback.
Exactly.
San Francisco traffic.
You're looking at the radar making adjustments makes me think of tornado chasing.
Yeah.
We are coming in 18 miles out.
Roger. Probably want to start descending to get under that glide slope, unless you want to intercept it from up here.
Let's see if it comes in.
Yeah. Well, we're capturing a glide first, which is not recommended. It's Loc first.
Landing traffic. How far are you guys out?
Is that for us?
Southwest 1353. We're number 2, approximate 12 mile final 19 left.
The glide slope and low capture.
Checked. Yeah, that was a little spicy getting this glide slope first. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, we were quote cleared down to 3, so.
All right, we're 16 out. Again, that yellow is right there, so we'll keep an eye on that for wind shear. We got 28 from the right.
Frontier flight 3382 landing up runway 10.
It'll probably get lower as we get lower.
And San Francisco, United 1059, landing up runway 10 left.
I'll give a 10, a 5, and a 2-mile final call.
Roger that.
San Francisco traffic, Delta 1333 is 8-mile final, 19 left, 8 mile.
I'll start it there because I missed 10. You might have to slow more depending on that guy in front. He's probably slowing the final approach speed as well. I don't know what he's doing.
Flaps 15, please.
San Francisco traffic, United 1039 will be holding for the arriving aircraft and 19 left, San Francisco traffic.
We're 15 miles and 14 miles out still.
Frontier 3382.
My FMS 19 left says, my 19 left on the FMS says 8.7. What does yours show?
13.4.
On 19 left?
Yep.
Huh.
And we're 2.9 from shake, so by the chart that.
Oh, you're reading DME. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah. What were you saying, sorry?
No, we're good.
Roger.
Can I get flaps 25? Might as well just configure.
Yeah, selected. And you wanted the landing checklist as well?
Flaps 30 and then landing checklist.
Roger. Selected. Right. Do my flow here.
So our VAP is 157 today.
Roger.
Kind of fast. Alright, landing
Seems a bit
checklist.
quick, yeah. Landing checklist, engine start switches continuous, speed brakes armed, landing gear,
Down 3 green.
flap,
30 with a green light.
San Francisco
Landing checks
traffic,
complete.
Alaska 1284, 20-mile final, 19 left.
20-mile final.
Alright, so he's 10 miles behind us. Let me
Yeah.
just get my, I'm trying to open my flight recorder. Stuff you don't have to worry about in real life.
Yeah. Like what?
Alright, might as well start the replay.
Sure.
Alright, 25 knots. So far so good in terms of, like, my speed tape is not varying too much. It's not too wind sheary.
Yeah, we still have a headwind from the front basically there.
Go ahead and get our runway turnoff lights as well. Alright.
You'll usually see in wind shear an increased performance, so you'll get some lift.
And
the
then
tendency is
decrease
to
when
pull
you get
power
closer.
back.
Yeah.
You'll get increased turb and then decrease.
Classic
So if you get wind shear
microburst.
at all, it's just go around.
So in this case, because the cell is to the basically south of us, if we get a microburst, it's going to be a tailwind for us. So that we should careful.
Yeah, well,
with that as
in theory-wise, but wind's always going around. It's,
real world is
quite
never
cool.
matching
theory. If you ever see also rain falling and then it evaporates, that's Virga before it hits the ground.
Right.
So rain evaporating before the ground is Virga, and Virga there's there can be severe turbulence under Virga if you fly underneath that evaporating rain.
Yeah,
because
Virga's
anything evaporates, it gets colder. If you ever spray cologne in your arm, that cold feeling. So if the rain gets colder, cold air descends, right?
Right.
So there's that to think about as well, but I don't think that's modeled.
So breakout, runway in sight, that's good.
Yep, check. So visual calls basically means I'm not going to call minimums, decide 1,000 feet stable, just 500 stable, and that's all you need because you're in sight.
Okay, auto throttles away.
Roger. Oh, you want to work?
San Francisco traffic, United 1059, taking off runway 10 left, San Francisco traffic.
Now is that going to
San
be...
Francisco traffic, Delta 633, 5-mile final, 19 left, approximately 1 minute 20 seconds.
And San Francisco traffic, Frontier flight 3382 is going to take off runway 10
So 10 left, they're taking off, so they're going to be crossing our path, right?
They are, yeah.
Just keep an eye on that.
Bring up the VATSIM radar of the ATC.
Alright. Speed Yeah, and just call out my speed or altitude if I'm too low or if I'm off.
Roger. Roll out flare, correction, LNAV flares. I'm running my LNAVs.
Alright, autopilot's away.
Check. Disengaged.
And if we have to go around, no problem.
Yeah, it's pretty much straight out 1100 feet, left turn. Check speed.
Check. Correcting. Can I get the wiper, please? Actually, no, we don't have precip, right?
It's clear for me. You looking outside?
Yeah, I thought I saw something for a sec, but it's actually pretty clear. It's foggy. If
Still the runway in sight? No, I'm joking.
No, I lost visual contact. I'm just going on the glide slope right now.
Passenger traffic, Delta correction Southwestern 3 is 2.5 mile final, 30 seconds.
I don't trust people, so I had time.
Okay, I got a direct from the left now.
Roger. Your PF, you can deal with it.
San Francisco traffic, United 1059, clear runway 10 left is at 3000, climbing 7000, United San Francisco traffic.
100, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Reverse green, spoiler deployed.
1284, 7 mile final, 19 left.
Exiting on the right.
Check. 90 knots.
Check. I'll make the next one. I'm not gonna kill the brakes.
Roger.
Welcome to
60
San
knots, Phil.
Fran.
Start braking.
We're good. Alright, vacating on the right.
Roger.
I can vacate here, right?
Yeah, you're good.
Alright. Welcome to
You'll
San
have to
Fran.
stop. You'll have to stop right away after the line because it isn't a
Do we
runway
even
there as
fit
well.
between the two? We're gonna be busting
I'm
something.
gonna say yes for simulator reasons.
Yeah. I'll just pull up as much as I could.
You might actually.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
it's
you do.
designed for.
You do. You're good. You can hold there.
Yeah, we're good.
Passenger traffic, Southwestern 3, clear 19 left, short 19 right.
All right. We're
Beautiful.
clear on the right. Hey, you did my job.
That was totally out of habit. My bad.
San Francisco 79, 1059 over Foster City, climbing 10,000.
Check the left side there.
Clear on the left.
And I guess we're cleared to cross. We have no ATC, so.
We'll clear ourselves to cross.
Yeah, I'll leave the lights on as are.
Check. That was fun, man.
Yeah, it went pretty well. There's a guy taxiing. I don't know what he's doing from right to left there.
Let me stop the recording. Wait, he has a good point in chat. Wasn't there ground online? No, they're not online anymore. LA Center is online, but that's LA, it's not.
They all went off.
We got the 7-8 in front of us. I don't know where he's going.
Weather radar off.
Okay, the 7-8 is clear of our path. We're clear on the right. We're clear on the left.
Roger.
I guess we'll just go to Terminal 1 here, whatever's.
Check. The after landing checklist is complete with the APU off.
Can I get APU?
Roger.
Muchas gracias.
Starting APU.
What a fun flight.
That went pretty well, I think.
Agreed. And I see a company right there. We'll just go there.
Passenger traffic, Southwest 1333, clear all runways, taxiing Terminal 1.
Can you imagine if airports were actually uncontrolled?
Yeah, that would be nuts.
That would be a mess.
Too slow. You got to do the Southwest taxi.
Yeah.
I don't even see a line here. It's just a default airport. I'm just gonna.
Alaska 1284,
yeah,
clear 19 left.
I'm in the flyby or whatever it's called, flight beam.
Taxiing to parking via Bravo.
You're taxiing into a gate for me. Into a
pardon the bad taxi, the bad park. All right, we'll call it good there.
Check APU's on the bus. APU started.
Checked. I'm gonna shut her off. Engine 2 and 1 shutting down.
And I did turn the anti-ice off. One thing is to check that. I don't know about the 3.7, but if you shut the engines down with the RJ with the engines anti-ice on, you're in a mess of the whole day. Maintenance has to come out and
oh boy,
reset the bleeds and all that. I don't know if it would matter in the 3.7, but
alright, 5% N1. We can release the crew. I mean, release the passengers.
leave them all aboard. Alright, crew, go ahead.
Beacon lights off.
You'll need to set parking brakes to
Oh, yeah,
request
parking
ground
brakes.
services.
Alright. Request deboarding
Deboarding
from
requested.
GSX. Beautiful.
I really want my yoke to come back.
Let's check our stats. Display, there we go. So we got 195 and 0.99 Gs. We'll take that.
So we made it right on time because I pretty much have to go to bed in 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, that sucks. I would have done another leg if you were able.
Yeah, I would have as well. We could do a shutdown check if you like.
Yeah, let me just show them the Sim Toolkit Pro. We got 205 according to Sim Toolkit Pro, and let's see where we landed. It was a little floaty. 1,000 footers,
Passengers
15
boarding
2,000.
started.
So we touched down right before the touchdown zone, like the last marker. So it's still in the touchdown zone, a little bit left of center line.
Left
but
of center line, yeah.
it was crosswinds. I'll take it.
It's a good excuse.
Alright, shutdown checklist.
Haven't heard that one. Shutdown checklist, fuel pumps.
Fuel pumps off except aft.
Exact passenger signs.
Off.
Pro heat.
Now it's off.
That's weird. This says Pro Heat Auto. I didn't think you even had an auto setting.
We don't.
Yeah, so I'll change that. Hydraulic panel.
Set.
Anti-collision light.
Off.
This is kind of funny this is here, but flaps.
0 and indicated.
Check parking brake.
Set.
Engine start levers.
Idle or cutoff.
Weather radar.
Off.
Shutdown check is complete, and then we can leave it like this for the next crew, or you can do
Frontier
a
flight,
secure
can you hear
check,
me right for United?
where you turn everything off. But I think we can leave it there. I see the crew walking through the jet bridge now, so.
There you go. Fun flight.
Cool. Shake your virtual hand. Nice flying with you.
Yeah, always a pleasure.
Frontier 3.
Lone Jet says blame the crosswinds.
Can you hear me for United 10?
Yeah, always, eh?
Gotta blame something. Pilots never accept fault.
That's it. Not my fault. Crosswind.
Big egos. So we're still on VATSIM. I don't see anyone coming into the land.
Yeah.
Might as well do the replay.
I'm going to disconnect there, and I'm going to disconnect from your controls.
Alright, let me just disconnect from VATSIM and we'll roll the replay. And guys, if you enjoyed the stream, smash that like button. I'd really appreciate it.
And while you're replaying, I'm going to get some water and take a quick phone call.
Sounds good. So let's do this. Let's go FS actions, doors, close all that. Get it ready for the replay. Close. We're gonna go menu, PMDG, load, final, execute. Get this program for landing in the replay. There we go, and we'll go strobes already on, good. Alright, let's get the replay, guys. So we're in the soup for a lot of it, but we'll go from right here. That's a nice view. We also got the engine view. Beauty. Wish me the best. Got to set up the captain pack joystick now on my tiny desk. Hey, enjoy it, man. You're going to have a lot of fun with that. It's going to definitely enhance your simming experience for the better. Good luck, Lone Dread, and thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate you. Yeah, we had about 10 knots from the left, I think it was. Or the right, one of those. There we go. That was pretty smooth. I'll take it. Little floaty, but smooth.
Couldn't find valid airport data at this position. Services are not available.
Let's check out from the external view. Alright, let's see this. So we have some crosswind from the left here. We're crabbing. Straighten out that nose. A little bit to the left of center line. We'll take it. Alright guys, I'm gonna roll the rest of the replay and enjoy the rest of your Friday night. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you so much to your SimCFI for joining us on this flight. Again, check out his channel if you guys are interested in especially RJ stuff. CRJ.
Alright, I'm back.
Oh, there you are. I was just saying my goodbyes.
Oh, bye.
Yeah, I was just saying thank you for flying with us today. It was a pleasure, and just telling them to check out your SimCFI's YouTube channel if they are interested in learning more about real-world aviation implemented into the sim, and tons of great tutorials and stuff like that. So appreciate you. Hopefully we'll do this again soon, and enjoy reserve. Hopefully they'll call you or they won't call you, whatever you prefer.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's see us
Not sure yet.
in. It's a pretty good butter. Yeah, I'll take that. A little bit off center line, but the mains were still in between, just in between.
Trying to justify it.
Yes.
Yeah, so you gotta call it chief pilot. Yeah, the mains were, you know.
Well, what's your criteria? Do you have a criteria for when it's a go around versus you? Like if it's a bit off center line in a crosswind, do you have a limit?
Nah, you were maybe stretching the limits there, but like not the limit, but you're kind of getting close.
Okay.
But it's you're within 10 feet. We'll say.
Roger. All right, man. Enjoy the rest of your Friday evening.
Yeah. I'll end the stream with one thing.
Yeah.
Please, whoever is watching, don't focus on feet per minute. Center line, touchdown zone. Go to the hotel.
200%. Well, as long as it's not too hard that you trigger like a hard landing.
Yeah,
inspection.
don't make it crazy. Yeah. But
it's
200, 300 feet per minute, or whatever. Those are all safe.
Yeah, in the real world, nobody cares about landing rate.
You want to make it nice in nice conditions, but high crosswind or rain, you actually want to make it a bit more firm.
Right.
So
you want to put it down.
Yeah.
All right, man.
That's all I'll say.
Have a good night, y'all. Take care. See
Bye-bye.
ya. We're out. Take care.
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony. Until one day, a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
You've been knocked down and got up again.
to Electric Boogaloo.
You see the truth behind the veil, and you know that they're just looking for attention. Oh, you don't let the ruthlessness prevail. Oh, it's time to light your fires for ascension. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn a thirst and desire. You transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn a thirst and desire. You transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn a thirst and desire. You transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn a thirst and desire. You transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes.
You still there? Yep, yeah, I got it.